Middle East, the world's new opportunity engine. Episode 1: Why the Middle East is becoming the world's new opportunity engine. For decades, when people talked about global economic power, they looked in just two directions: the United States and Europe, or later, China and Asia. But quietly, something fundamental has been changing. While many economies struggle with debt, slow growth, and political paralysis, the Middle East has been building a different model, one focused on capital, long-term vision, and execution speed. And today, the Middle East is no longer just a region. It is becoming an opportunity engine for the global economy. From energy region to economic platform. For a long time, the Middle East was seen mainly through one lens: oil and gas. That image is outdated. Countries across the Gulf have been using decades of energy revenues to do something rare in global history: reinvent their economic future while they still have capital. Instead of reacting to the crisis, they planned ahead. The result is a shift from resource-based economies to platform economies. Platforms for global trade, capital flows, business headquarters, technology investment, talent migration. This is not a theory. It's visible in infrastructure, regulation, and money flows. Geography still matters more than ever. One of the Middle East's strongest advantages is something no policy can copy: location. The Gulf sits at the intersection of Europe, Asia, Africa. Within an 8-hour flight radius, you can reach over half of the world's population. Most major financial centers, the fastest growing emerging markets. That's why logistics, aviation, ports, and trade corridors have become central pillars of the region's strategy. Places like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and increasingly Saudi Arabia are positioning themselves as connective hubs in a fragmented world economy. Capital with a long-term mindset. Another key difference: how capital is deployed. In many Western economies, investment horizons are short. Quarterly earnings matter more than 20-year outcomes. In the Gulf, it's often the opposite. Sovereign wealth funds such as Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, ADIA, Mubadala, Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, PIF, Qatar Investment Authority, manage trillions of dollars with mandates measured in decades, not quarters. This long-term capital allows infrastructure at massive scale, strategic investments in technology, resilience during global downturns. It also creates stability that attracts global partners, from multinational companies to startups and investors. Speed of execution as a competitive advantage. One of the most underestimated factors in the Middle East is execution speed. Projects that take 10 to 15 years in other parts of the world are often planned, approved, and built in a fraction of that time. This doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of centralized decision-making, aligned economic vision, strong public-private coordination. Whether it's financial districts, ports, airports, or digital infrastructure, speed has become a strategic asset. In a world where opportunity windows are getting shorter, that matters. Beyond oil, diversification is already happening. Diversification is not a future promise, it is already visible. Across the region, investment is flowing into financial services, fintech and digital banking, artificial intelligence, logistics and trade, tourism and urban development. The goal is clear: build multiple engines of growth, not depend on a single resource. This is why the Middle East increasingly appears in global conversations about capital allocation, innovation hubs, and new financial centers. A region many still misunderstand. Despite all this, many people still underestimate the Middle East. They see headlines, not systems. They see stereotypes, not strategy. But global capital doesn't follow narratives. It follows incentives, stability, and opportunity. And that's exactly why companies relocate headquarters, funds open regional offices, and talent moves across borders. The Middle East is not replacing the US, Europe, or Asia. It is complementing them, and in some areas, outperforming them. Why this matters to you? You don't need to live in the Middle East to be affected by this shift. Because when capital moves, trade routes change and financial hubs emerge, opportunities follow. Understanding where the world is being built next is one of the most valuable skills anyone can develop, whether you're an investor, entrepreneur, professional, or simply curious about the future. What comes next? In this series, we'll go deeper. We'll look at how the UAE became a global business gateway, how Saudi Arabia is transforming its economic role, why other Gulf countries are quietly gaining relevance, and how individuals and businesses can plug into this opportunity engine. This is not about hype. It's about understanding where the global economy is heading. Next episode, UAE, the global business gateway. And that's where the story gets very concrete. Take advantage of all our content, subscribe now and join the journey.